guys, welcome back to Nacho Mama's Kitchen. So today I'm going to show you how I make my roasted salsa. This is an easy recipe. It's not even a recipe. It's just the way I make roasted salsa to go with chips or any of the meals that I cook. So why don't I go ahead and get started. The first thing I like to do is I like to heat a medium pan on the stove on medium heat. Not scorching hot, but just enough heat that when I lay the tomatoes and the peppers on the pan, you hear a nice sizzle. So the first thing that I like to do is I like to wash my produce. I've already gone ahead and took care of that. And then I like to cut the stem of all of my peppers before I put them on the pan. And this is just my preference, but you can certainly roast them on the pan with the stem and then remove it after, but I like to do it now. Then I like to take my garlic. I like to give it a little smash. This is pretty big garlic, so I'm going to use half of that piece of garlic, and then I'm going to use just a small piece of onion. So I'm going to go ahead and transfer all of my ingredients on here, and then for the tomatoes, I'm just going to leave them whole. So I'm going to go ahead and lay them on the pan. You hear a nice sizzle on the pan as I lay the peppers, the tomatoes, the onion, there it goes, and the garlic. Now you're going to let them roast on this pan for a few minutes. You want to char each side of the tomato and the peppers. So now you want to keep turning your tomatoes and your peppers, but first I want to take out my onion because it's a bit charred and I don't want it to go any further than this. So just a little bit of a char and softness on the onion. I'm going to set that aside, and then now I'm going to check my peppers, and they're doing really well. We want this type of char on them, nice color. I will not be peeling the peppers. This is all going in the blender. And then the tomato looking great. We want to just flip it and make sure that it's all the sides are getting nice and charred. And we're going to throw this in the blender with the skin on them as well. So it's all great flavor. We're going to give this a few more minutes, and then we're going to go ahead and blend. So now I've allowed my peppers, my tomato, my onion, and my garlic to cool. I'm going to go ahead and transfer them to the blender and go ahead and blend it up. So the first thing I do is I transfer my peppers into the blender, and onion, roasted, smells delicious, and half of that huge garlic that we had. And then for the tomatoes, I like to take, ooh, they're super soft. I like to take the stem part that was hooked up to the stem off. It's a little tough, and I like to just kind of cut it off like that and then put them in the blender. And then now I like to put some salt and pepper. It's to your taste. I like to do about half a teaspoon of salt and half a teaspoon of, a little bit less than half a teaspoon of black pepper. I like to pulse first. So now at this point, I like to put about 1/4 of a cup of water. And continue to pulse. Depending on how chunky you want it, you might want to stop now. I like mine between chunky and smooth, so I will give it a few more pulses. And now you want to taste for seasoning. That is delicious. Now we're going to go ahead and transfer the salsa that you just roasted and blended into a mason jar. It will keep in a mason jar for about a week. So go ahead and use any type of glass container. Glass container is a better way to keep salsa. And there you have it. Roasted salsa for salsa and chips, or for any of the meals that you prepare. I hope you guys enjoyed this recipe, or so-called recipe, and that you try it. And if you do, please let me know how it turned out. I hope you join me next time and see what we're cooking in Nacho Mama's Kitchen.